So let's talk about this matrix real quick. And this world is a matrix on a matrix on a matrix. But the first matrix is the physical matrix, right? So if we're spiritual beings having a human experience, we have that human experience through our physical bodies. And this is supposed to be a free world, free will kind of experiment. And it is. But the thing is, if you're not imposing your own will, other people's wills are imposed on you. The whole name of mainstream religion is to pray for something to happen that we can do for ourselves. That's why I talk about spirituality in action, not spirituality in prayer, not spirituality in faith or belief systems, but in action. Because you look at what's going on in the world, these entities are taking action. It's going to take action to counteract that, right? So with that being said, we are the plugs. Our physical body are the plugs for our spirit to interact with this matrix. The matrix is even mentioned in the Bible. I mentioned the Bible because I'm in the Bible Belt. There's a couple billion Christians on the planet that are waiting for Jesus to come back, as if Jesus is going to be able to do something for them that they can't do for themselves. Jesus is about Christ consciousness, which they're able to access themselves. When Jesus said, "Aren't ye gods, or ye your gods?" that's what he's talking about. That spirit that we're talking about is connected to the same source. Call it God, call it source, call it all there is, whatever. If God is everything, there's nothing that God is not, including you. So we interact in this physical world, in this matrix of physicality, through our bodies. So we're plugged in. You can't unplug until you pass away from this reality, when you die and all that stuff. But only your physical body dies, your spirit does not die. It's just like breathing. I'm inhaling this into my lungs now. When I stop exhaling, the air does not die. It's just not held within these lungs anymore. The spirit is just not limited to this body anymore. You limit yourself into this body for the sake of experience. We'll talk about that later on with life. It's about experience. The E in life is for experience. To experience this exchange of energy between yourself and yourself at the end of the day. But part of the hijacking is controlling this matrix and this physical reality. That's why the spiritual journey is important, because without knowing that, you can be fooled into thinking it's other things. And that's what a lot of this reality is. That's why we're so confused and divided and conquer, and it's working because we don't know who we are. That's why the spiritual journey is important. But the Bible, I think Numbers 18:15, talks about the Lord, and we talked about the Lord. That's part of the first hijacking of this matrix, where these jealous gods, what is God jealous of, and why does God need sacrifices? Jesus is supposed to be a worthy sacrifice. Why do you need sacrifices? Why are you eating representations of blood and body and all of this stuff? And these are questions that you could potentially ask, but a lot of these belief systems say don't ask these questions. But anyway, so this jealous God wants to control everything in his physical matrix. And one way that you can do that, since we're all spiritual beings, is to limit the experience of us knowing that we're spiritual beings. So we can think we're otherwise. We can think this is a simulation. We can think we're just random mistakes and all of these things. Whatever they use to prevent you from taking your own divinity into account and becoming more conscious of your actions and what you choose to do and not to do, is the name of the game. And it's been going on for a long time. And that's in the Bible. And the Bible is based on other books. It's just not, didn't come out the sky. That's a whole nother story, right? But that's what we got going on. So there's the physical matrix that we all are experiencing. And nature is part of this physical matrix and things like that. No issue with that. Now you add another matrix on top of that with how we behave and interact within this physical matrix. Now you got your laws, now you got your things of that nature. So you can say America is a matrix, you can say China is a matrix, you can say Russia is a matrix, and now we got these different matrices interacting with each other, potentially warring with each other, that can impact everyone, right? And it doesn't have to be that way. And that's the whole reason why I talk the way I talk and put out the information that I put out, because that doesn't have to be the maximum potential for humanity. It's just to continue to go to war. We can be peaceful, but it's going to take us to do that. When you have a limited amount of people controlling the majority, only way 1% can control 99% is if 99% don't know their own value. So we have the opportunity, the free will, to either make those choices, or those choices will be made for us, right? But this has been going on for a while. And now we're able to talk about these things and spread this information between ourselves with social media and things of that nature. But we still have to take action. We still have to have the courage to just say no at the end of the day, and just not allow the system to do what it's been doing. And really, we talk about coming together and connecting, and we talk about it, but to actually do it, that's what's going to need to happen. And we're going to have to say no. We're going to have to say we're not going to just take orders, and part of this belief systems, multiple levels is about just not questioning, just following orders, following belief systems, following doctrine. You know, that's an order. You're going to do this. And a lot of these belief systems, you're going to get your reward some other time when you're in heaven, this other place when you can experience that now. And I look at the children, I look at the new generations, and we're propagating these belief systems to them, and we don't even know these belief systems ourselves. So we're just continuing to propagate this insanity, and we don't have to do that. But that's what we got going on. Matrix on top of Matrix. And I saw a post on social media where they were talking about like Disney World, for an example. That's a matrix inside of a matrix, where you have a whole reality of Disney World inside of Florida. And Florida has a different set of rules than Tennessee or California. But it's all in the matrix of America. And America has a different set of rules. And these are all imaginary lines that are drawn by men that really don't have our best interests at heart, that are using these lines to keep us divided and keep control going on. So you have to be conscious of that, and then we can change this matrix for the good. Peace.